Hello everyone, welcome to Kritika Astrology. I am back with another transit video of Mars going in the sign of Libra. So Mars is moving to the sign of Libra on the 13th September and it will last until 27th October. So it's a pretty long transit. You know, transits of Mars remain for a very long time. Mars stays in a zodiac for almost 45 days. So I have just I just came up with this video by compiling all the planetary movements and the position relevant from one planet to another. Like Mars is in Libra now, we can consider, but in the same air sign there is Rahu, which is in Aquarius, and then we have Jupiter in Gemini also. So the air trine we can see very much activated. So while giving the readings, I am also considering the other factors, not just Mars. However, when I display it in the chart, it is mostly going to be Mars in Libra only, because that is the transit video. So Mars being in Libra, important thing is to note down the date first of all, as to when it will last, which I just mentioned. There are certain generic predictions about it, because Mars, when it is in Libra, Rahu is in Aquarius, Jupiter is in Gemini, which is aspecting this Mars, and Saturn is in Pisces, which is forming a 6-8, which is called a Shadashtak Yoga, 6-8 relationship with Mars. So that is also very important to be considered. So that's why I'm saying, when I'm giving these readings, all of this is going in my head. So let's talk about 999. I don't know if you've heard of it. So 9 is the month of September. 9 is a total of 2025, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, which is 9. And so another 9 is the planetary number of Mars. So the transit of Mars, 9, in the 9 month, in the year total of 9, which is a 999. This has a significance, saying that September 2025 is highly impacted by the planet Mars. So whatever mostly is going to happen this month specifically is going to be very much about Mars. So there are certain generic predictions for this month. Let's start about the generic predictions. So Mars being in the sign of Libra, Mars is a planet of anger, aggression, energy. It is a soldier. It carries an energy of a warrior. Libra is a sign for relationships, union, partnerships. It is a beautiful sign ruled by planet Venus. So Mars, when it goes in Libra, we not only see the impact of Mars, but also we see the impact of Venus, because it is a combination of Mars and Venus, which is a very creative angle. So a generic prediction would be that in relationships, people will be very impulsive. They will suddenly take a decision in a relationship, for example. They will suddenly snap out. They will suddenly act a certain way. Suddenly expression of love. Suddenly they perhaps they were not in love with you, but something will come in their head which will ask them to commit in an impulse. We will also see air and water related accidents around the globe. And because it's in trine, mostly the west side will be affected, western side of the world and western side of India. Creative ventures are going to spike. So if you're into any kind of profession which is creative, podcasting, interviewing, staying in front of camera, or architecture, creative technical work, designing something, interior designing, web designing. So it's a creative technical work. Those industries are going to really pull up this. Now, creative venture is going to do very well. Domestic violence in a relationship can be expected. So, this is not a very good thing to expect, but this is how it is. Major career changes. So, people may suddenly leave jobs. They will suddenly move to another country, suddenly change their location, suddenly get fired, suddenly decide to leave doing job and switch to business. All these changes, but at a sudden and impulsive manner, are seen. So these are certain generic predictions because of the planetary placements around. Let's start now with moon sign predictions. 90% predictions are through moon, 10% through ascendant. But do not miss out looking at this video from an ascendant, I would say. You must watch this according to your ascendant and your moon sign. Let's start with Aries. So talking about Aries, the conjunction, the transit is in your 7th house. So in the matter of relationships, you will be very serious, which means that if you're not in a relationship, you will want to get into a relationship. If you are in a relationship, you're going to be very ambitious and passionate in a relationship. So ambitious meaning you will expect a lot out of your partner. He should be smart, he should be good looking, he should be intelligent, he should be well to do, he should be well settled, he should come from a good family background, he should be highly educated, for example. So, too many expectations and ambition in a relationship. If you're already married, you can get into a problem uh, due to other people. And if you're not married, then you will have a strong desire to get married. So that's what I see. And whatever it is, if you're not married or single or in a relationship, you will get clarity in your relationship. So if you are in between kind of a situation, like a situationship, you will get clarity in that, which is a good thing. You have to take care of your communication style at work. Because of your words, because of the way you are going to deliver your speech, you might run into problems. So that those are professional problems mostly, and in a professional work environment. In your work, although I see status increasing, which is a good thing, asset will be rising, business of family can be joined. So if you have a family business and you were waiting to join that business, great time, fantastic time to join that particular business. Involvement of your family in your work can also be expected, which means that maybe your father suddenly start to interfere in your profession, or your mother start to do that, or your brother start to do that. Those kind of things can also be very much expected this time. Next is Taurus. So let's talk about Taurus. Now, for you, the transit is in the 6th house. So first of all, you will be accident prone. You're prone to injuries, accidents, uh, any kind of operations. So what I would advise is to be very, very careful on road. Whether you drive, whether you're going with someone who's driving, whether you're just walking on the road, whether you're taking a road trip, do not be adventurous. Do not travel to places which you have no idea about. Do not engage in very, very adventurous activities. And you have to also work out well. You have to stretch your muscles before you start working out. This is what I would advise. Loan can increase. So if you already have a loan, that may increase. And if you don't have a loan, you can take up a new loan during this time. But it will be for a good thing, for a good cause. If you are giving any competitive exam, it will do very well. Looking for a job, if you're already abroad and you're waiting for documentation, PR process, that will happen. Expenses I see on health, on certain travel plans. That is there. Health of your spouse and yourself can be hampered. So if you're already married, you have to take care of your spouse's health also. Job change can definitely be expected. Next is Gemini. Now, Geminis, you have this transit in your 5th house. If you're married and you're planning to start a family for progeny purposes, for childbirth, this is not the right time. Love life, you will get clarity. Do not over expect from your partner. Sometimes what happens that we expect that this person should be good looking also, this person should earn well also, this person should come from a good family, highly educated, very motivated, like an all package person. That can create pressure on the relationship and on the person that you're dating, which in turn can frustrate you. For students, don't be very impulsive and don't assume that you know it all. Don't assume that you've completed your studies, you're doing pretty well, nothing will go wrong. So you have to be very well prepared for any sudden things in your studies. Technical learning is something. So if you're into any kind of profession, you will want to learn more about it, and most of it is going to be technical in nature. I do see sudden career switches, sudden plans, sudden snapping out a career, taking another job, moving from your job to business. I don't. I see that that is good in the long run for you, but don't be impulsive. Don't, like, for example, if you've been planning to change a job, if you've been planning to change a job to business or business to job, you can go ahead. But if it's a sudden thing, like you don't feel like going to job or you suddenly decide during this time, then it might not be a good idea. For kids, there can be expenses on kids because of kids and sudden expenses on them. So take care. Next is Cancer. For Cancerians, the transit is in your fourth house. So land purchases, car purchases, because of loan, which is a heavy loan, and with a lot of loan, lot of expense and obstruction can be expected, but you will get. Career wise, I do see money increasing and status and power also increasing at work, which is great. So that means promotion and all. Fights in family due to misunderstandings. So you're going to say something, they're going to understand something else. They will say something, you'll not be able to understand. Those are the kind of problems in your domestic front which you might face. It's a good time to invest in business. For marriage, I see that because of your mother, there might be problems. Marriage will be affected because of your mother, irrespective of what gender you are. So that is one thing to be careful of. Next is Leo. Now, Leo native, this transit is in your third house. First, it's going to bring you travel. It's going to bring disagreements with your siblings. So be very careful when you communicate with them. Very clear so that there is no misunderstanding. And try not to lose your temper on them, especially if they are young. So if you're elder to your sibling, sometimes you feel that we have the right to guide them, to advise them, to be sometime very authoritative towards them. We can also be disregarding their thoughts at times and their perception towards things. Don't do that. Don't engage in that. Now, due to relationship, you might have problem with your sibling, his relationship or their relationship or your own relationship. So maybe you want to advise them for something in what's going on in their life in terms of their marriage or relationship, and they take an offense, or vice versa. Efforts, a lot. Tolerance, a lot. Your tolerance will increase, your hard work will increase, your effort will increase. That's a good thing. Injury prone. You're accident prone. Operations can happen. Career transformation can happen. Due to your opinions of your family. So your family will tell you, don't do this, don't do that, take this career, take this business, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? Because of that, there can be sudden transformation in your career, which I see as a good thing. It's not a bad thing in the long run. If you have a business, you should invest in marketing. If you want to go into sales, marketing, you want to do advertising of your business, you want to collaborate with someone, you want to expand your business in a way of working with including more people in your business, great, go for it. Along with that, a new relationship can also start. So relationship wise, it's a very good month. It's a very good transit. Next is Leo. So when we talk about Leo, the transit is in the second house. So first of all, family fights, misunderstandings with family. The way you communicate is going to go against you. So you have to be very careful on how you talk. The what you have to be careful of is the words and the tonality. Take care of that. Health issues can increase of you and your family. Assets can rise. So land assets, especially land assets, properties, that I see happening. Like in terms of investments, not that you're going to buy the property and stay in that property. You're going to purchase it and give it for investment, rent it out. You have to take care of your communication, like I said. And for marriage, you can expect things blown out of proportion and big fights, not small. They can be violent, and they can be big. They can be really big, not dragged, but the intensity of argument and fight is going to be a lot to take. Next is Libra. Now Librans, I see that the transit is in the first house, right? So body, you are going to focus on your health and body. When I say body, it's not just your nutrition, it's also the way you look, makeovers, haircuts, especially haircuts. And whatever problem you were going through in your health, it might just get resolved. You'll be feeling very motivated. You will feel confident. It's a great transit for you. There can be changes in you, in your mental setup and your physical well-being in a positive way. If you're into real estate business, this transit is going to take you to heights. If you are not studying any technical subject, you might start. If you are doing whatever job you're doing, whatever profession you're into, you will want to understand the technical know-how of that, irrelevant of whichever field you're in. Maybe it's a very non-technical field that you're into. Like for example, if you're a student of biology, it's not technical at all. You will be interested in exploring biotechnology. Spouse can have an injury if you're married. Injury, accident, operation. New relationship can start, new career can start. So all in all, it's a great transit for you. Next is Scorpio. Scorpio, the transit is in your 12th house. The first thing we see is that there can be expenses on your health. So take care. There can be a problem with your spouse because of your sibling. And the spouse and sibling may not gel if you're married. That can be a big problem in your marriage, and that can be a problem in your relationship as well. Not only that, because of your siblings' suggestions, because of your siblings' profession, there can be problems in your marriage too. Career, there can be a place change because of career. There can be transfers expected for career. There can be house changes expected also. And mostly it will be for a new job or a new business setup. If you have loan, you'll be able to pay them off. So it is not a very good transit for you, because you will be demotivated. You will feel that there is nobody with you. There is lack of support, isolation, depression. Everything has to be done by yourself. There is no one, no support, and you're living alone all by yourself. You have to change places and you have nobody to rely on. You don't have friends to the new place that you move to. So it's not a very good transit. And you can also suddenly start to have bad dreams and insomnia also. Next is Sagittarius. Now Sagittarius, this transit is in your 11th house. First thing, your investments will increase, your earning will increase. If you have loan, you'll be able to pay them off. Business will take heights. You will be into limelight. You will be having visibility. You will have fame at your work. You will have support system to rely on. Love life can kick off. if you are into education, if you are a student, then there will be lack of focus. So if you have any exams coming up, I would advise try and maintain discipline and try and be more focused in your studies. Job change can be expected. This will be very impulsive. Suddenly you don't like the job, you want to resign, you had a fight with your boss, you want to resign, you want to open your business on a sudden basis. So that can be expected. Marriage can also take place. So it's a good transit for Sagittarius, actually. Good transit. Next is Capricorn. Capricornians, this transit is in your 10th house. Career takes off. You have good confidence. New job. Business take off. Don't fall into wrong and false promises. This is something you need to take care of. If someone promises you that you do a certain type of training, I'm going to promote you, don't fall for that trap. Don't fall for false promises from anyone. Love life is good. You can impulsively fall into a new relationship. Suddenly, you might decide to have an affair, to be in a relationship, start your dating life. What I would say is don't demand a hike in your money. So, if you're into job, don't expect an increment. Don't verbally ask for your increment right now. If you're into business, don't increase your charges. Don't increase the pricing right now. And for those of you who are studying, you have to work very, very, very hard to achieve good grades, because you might not have that required focus, and you can also be very like you will want to change your field. You will suddenly want to study something technical. If you're a student of biology, which has nothing to do with technology, you will still want to explore and be interested in studying about biotechnology, for example. So that is what I see. Like, you want to change field, that's why you're not very focused. You used to be passionate about your studies, but now you just want something new and technical, analytical to work on. And also, in your job, in your profession, you will want to get trainings and you will want to learn about the technical know-how of the profession that you're in, job or business, irrelevant. But you will want to know how this thing works technically, and you will want to educate yourself on your own without any guru. So all in all, it is a pretty good month, because there can be new job, business, relationships, confidence, career hikes. So it's a good month. It's a good transit for you. Next is Aquarius. Now, Aquarius natives, this transit is in your 7th house. The first thing it will bring is travel. And it's a good travel. It's going to bring you growth. Growth is there. Learning is there. Marriage can be seen. If you've been waiting, and if you have someone you want to get married to, and if you have someone who you already know that you will get married to this person, you are into a committed relationship. Now is the time this relationship is going to get very serious, and you will want to take it to the next level of talking to parents about it. For education abroad, great time. If you want to move abroad for education purposes, go ahead. Transfer in your company can also be expected. Spiritually, you will rise, which is a great thing. Going home, if you've been living away from your country, that can be seen on a temporary basis or on a permanent basis. I don't see, I mean, it depends on your chart, but I don't see on a permanent basis exactly. But if you live abroad, you might visit your family back home. So if you live in US and your family is in India, you might travel to India during this transit. That's what I mean. So you will go to your home, whatever is your home country, you will travel to that place from abroad. Right. So next is Pisces. Pisces, I see this transit is in your 8th house. So first, you can expect health issues, injuries, accidents, operations, but assets can increase in terms of car, land, property, investments. Assets with your family can increase. So you and your spouse can have a joint asset, you and your family can have an asset during this time. That's great. You're also going to travel through work. And you should, if you get an opportunity to travel for your profession, you should take it up, because that will be very optimistic for you. It is going to bring you advantage and edge over your competitors also. Now, one thing you have to take care. Now, there is some kind of cheating involved. If you've been doing any form of cheating in your profession, you're hiding facts, doing some form of something which is not black and white, or something is not white, that can come into limelight. And it can also spoil your image. So take care. Now, I'm going to talk about some remedies now. So these are generic remedies. Everyone can do them. And they're pretty easy. Now, the first remedy is to light a diya in temple. It's always better to visit the temple yourself. And it's always good to walk and go to the temple. Because I'll come to the next remedies related to that. But light a diya in temple. If you cannot walk to the temple, you can use a vehicle. If you cannot go to the temple, you light a diya in your home temple. Second is to read Hanuman Chalisa on a regular basis. And the last one, which is related to the first that I was talking about, you have to work out. Sweat it out. Now, when you walk to the temple, it is also a physical activity. So you see how you're combining two remedies to make one. Benefit from that. So this is the last one. You have to work out. You can work out at home, work out at the gym, whichever way you want to do, yoga, whatever you can do. I wouldn't say, now because there's an aspect of Rahu on Mars, yoga will not be that suitable. You should visit a gym or do aerobics or do intensive workouts or do workouts which are like multiple activities, involving multiple activities, fun and games, dancing could be one of that. So you should engage in any kind of workouts as a remedy. That's all from my side. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe and tap the bell to get regular notifications from my video, because if you don't, then you might miss out on this content. Share it with your friends and family just to spread awareness, to spread knowledge, and let's see how this transit works out for all of us. All the best.